welcome back to my channel. So I have got with me my bookish goals that I have set for 2021 and I wanted to share them with you all. So if you feel like picking up any of these goals for yourself, then let me know in the comments below what you do pick up, and I really hope that this video ends up inspiring you guys to set such goals and complete more books this year. So last year, before we get into it, I just would like to talk about last year where I set myself TBRs and wrap-ups. So every month I set like a certain TBR and then make sure I wrap it up at least a few books more than my TBR in Fab. So it went pretty well because last year I set myself a goal of 50 books and I did 57, which is still good for me considering all that happened last year. So let me know if you want like a separate video to talk about how to keep up with your TBR and read more books. But for this video, we're gonna get right into my goals. Okay, so number one, I've decided to complete the series of unfortunate events. So I have read 10 books in this series and there are 3 more books. It's a total of 13 books in the series, and I have been dragging the series along for I think 2 years and I have not completed it. So this year I decided that I am going to complete this series. So for those of you who aren't aware of the series, I'll just give you a quick overview. So the series of unfortunate event follows the 3 Baudelaire children after their parents are killed in a tragic fire accident. So they get shipped off to live with Count Olaf, who is like their next to legal guardian. And then they find out that Count Olaf is after their money because they're super rich, and then he concocts these super devious schemes to kill them and take all of the money. But our children, in the course of 13 books, keep going through a lot of challenges and trials and tribulations to confirm to all of the adults in their life that Count Olaf is after their money. Now, the reason why these books are brilliant is because it's not really written in very standard way. Of course, it's a middle grade series, but it's very different in the aspect of it brings the reader directly into the fact that you cannot expect a happy ending. It's gonna be sad, but there's so much of warmth in the book, and the language used in the book is really different and gripping. So I really love the series, and there's a lot of thrilling elements to it, which you will learn as you go across the book. And there is a spy society, a secret society. So many things happen over the course of the series, and it's just brilliant. If you have not even heard of this book, there is a movie based off of the first book. And there's also a Netflix TV series that covers all of the 13 books, which is amazing. You have to check it out. So yeah, so my first goal is going to be completing this series this year. So my goals are going to be both series specific and generic. So feel free to pick up whichever you feel is more relevant for you. Now we're going to go to goal number 2. And that is to read a minimum of 1 middle grade book each month this year. Now, I suddenly felt like reading more middle grade books and classics this year for some reason. So I decided that I would make sure that I am able to complete a bunch of middle grade books that I've always been wanting to read. And yeah, so I'm definitely going to read 1 middle grade book each month. So there'll be a total of 12 books, and I will let you know by the end of the year how well that fared. But for January, I am reading David Walliams' Grandpa's Great Escape, and it's amazing so far. Goal number 3. So I have set myself a Goodreads reading goal of 50 books again this year, and hopefully I will cross it. But the only difference is that I have thought not to set up TBRs and wrap-ups like I did last year, just for a change, and read books as I feel fit whenever I want. So I'll definitely keep myself proportioned as to how I'm going to get through these books and keep you updated as well. Goal number 4. And this is going to be, I am doing a Harry Potter reread as well. So I did until Goblet of Fire last year, and so obviously there are 3 more books in the series, and I am going to get through it this year. So I just felt like every time you watch the movie, there's like you realize there are a lot of elements that have not been transpired into the TV screens. So you miss out on a lot of these stories behind a lot of characters in these books. So I really wanted to give it a reread. I'm definitely going to do that this year. I'm already starting with the order of weeks this month. So hopefully I'll be able to get through the next 3 books. My next goal is one classic every 3 months. So this year, like I said, I really want to go into middle grade and classics. So of course, I don't think I will be able to do one classic every month because classics generally need a lot more of my time and attention. And I always feel like I want to take in the classic I'm reading before and not just like flip through it. So I'm going to take 3 months for one classic this year. I've already got myself some great classics I'll show you across the course of the year, and they're like beautiful collector's editions that I've been wanting to read. I will be at least finishing 4 to 5 books this year. So yeah, my next goal is to read at least a minimum of 10 books from my TBR. So if you look at my TBR shelf, which is right behind me, it is overflowing. I don't have place in it to keep more TBRs, and I know that we always end up buying all these books and then there's always new books coming out and then we're never going to finish our TBRs. So I've decided that I'm definitely going to finish at least a minimum of 10 so that I can make some space on my TBR shelf for newer books that I'm planning to read this year. So hopefully I will get through this year because I really need shelf space. The next goal that I have set up for myself, I am currently reading Chain of Gold, and Chain of Iron is coming out in March, and I am a huge fan of the Shadowhunters, but only in the olden era, so not necessarily the modern era, which includes Mortal Instruments. So I've been putting this across like for so long, and I've not gotten to read the Chain of Gold because I knew I wouldn't be able to wait until this March for Chain of Iron. So I'm definitely going to get through that this year. Last goal for this year is to read one book from my Kindle at least every 3 months. So I have been accumulating so many books on my Kindle, and it's just like overflowing with books right now. I have over 50 books on my ebook reader, so I'm definitely going to crack on and at least read one book every 2 to 3 months so that I'm able to chuck off some of those books from my Kindle TV. And finally, one more goal that I'm setting myself is to do a reread of a series this year. I know I'm already rereading the Harry Potter series, but I want to reread a series that I had read long time back, and I really want to get back to reading it. So I am thinking about House of Night or the Luke's series, but I'm not really sure. I haven't decided yet, but I will definitely read one series this year as a reread. So yeah, those are all my goals that I'm planning to do for this year. I really hope you enjoyed it and maybe came up with something similar to these for you as well. If you're going to pick up any of these or doing something similar, let me know in the comments below, and I would love to know and share your bookish goals as well. Meanwhile, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you in another video. Bye.